Hello everyone, it is Alex Top here, and I am bringing you an entire 5-lap race that was between me, an epic battle between me, Sam, Sam underscore F1 underscore LFC I think, and Arte94. Now this is in the losers, in inverted commas, final. There are other people on the grid, as you can see. Like Platinum Impulse, I think Simoncelli is in there. Yes, yeah, he's right behind me. But as you can see, Sam is not near the front. We had one shot qualifying, I finished second. But as the lights go out and I am away, I've got a much better start than Arte. That's partly because he's running no traction control. I'm running a little bit of it, I think. And Platinum Impulse also had to go side. He's up in second. I dive to the inside to make sure that nothing tries to go down the inside. But then Arte somehow fits his McLaren there. And then there's contact. Somebody hits me. Somebody hits me round and then by the outside. Platinum Impulse I think spun. And now it's me and Arte at the front again. And Insane Mac are in third place. But that's very short lived. As we end the first sector, I do not have a big lead. And now for some reason my proximity markers, these arrows which appear in the middle of the screen, were not visible, so I couldn't see if someone was on my inside. So any contact is not I didn't mean to do, and it's not dirty racing in terms of in terms of just trying to crash someone off. This was a really good race. We all enjoyed it. As Arte you see here, but Arte tried to dive down the inside, but I just about managed to keep first place from him. We are in Malaysia, which is fitting because it's Malaysia Grand Prix this weekend. The date is currently, if you're watching this in the future, 23rd of March, so that is the weekend of the 2013 Malaysian Grand Prix. As yet again we've got Arte coming down our inside. I've spotted him this time and I gave him a bit of room, but I got a better run on the outside of the corner and I am away from him, which is good. But Arte could have a look down the inside of the hairpin, and he has, but he went deep and I managed to get past him again, and I used a bit of curves when I went across the line there, just to give myself a little bit more power. But he's going to go down the inside into the first corner, and he has, but he hasn't outbroken himself here. And now at this point, but then he makes a mistake, and then there's a little bit of contact as I accidentally put my nose in there and he turned in on it. But Sam now has joined in. I let Arte have the place, but Sam has joined in and I'm going to try diving down his outside, but he's there on the inside. I'm going to have to run off the track. He's pushed me off a little, but there's grip on that part of the track, and at this point he's still side by side with me, but I have to go to the outside on the marbles, on the dirty bit of the track, and I just do not have the same amount of grip as Arte has obviously hit the gravel trap or something, because Sam's gone past, but now Sam's gone wide and I managed to cut underneath him, and I'm going to dive down his outside into the slowest corner on the track I think, but I am past Sam and I've lost my lead, and at this point I was thinking, right, I could possibly get third. The third's pretty much my maximum because these two guys are really fast, but Arte keeps on making mistakes all throughout this lap. And as Sam goes wide at the second to last corner, very similar to what Perez did in Malaysia 2012. But I am in Arte's slipstream, and he's moving around all over the place, just like Hamilton. But he's a clean racer, he's used to breaking the slipstream. But here we see that he's taken that corner perfectly. He's got the run on me. I've got no curves left. I think he deployed curves, but I'm just going to spam my curves here, and I'm going to hit my top speed, and I'm catching, and I dive down his inside, and there's very nearly contact as he slides wide. I don't know if that was a lag barrier hit or what, but it was very close. As I take the lead, I'm back in the lead on lap 3. Nothing I was expecting because Sam is so quick around here. But as Arte dives down my inside again, I'm going to run on the outside, on the proper racing line of the corner again, and I think I've got this place due to the fact that I had the better run, and I do have the place. As Platinum Impulse sets the fastest lap, I have the place just because of the improved traction of being on the racing line, but we are in a different part of the track now. I should stop talking about that. It makes it seem like my commentary is out of sync, when it's not. As we go into the race, so Arte has completely outbroken himself and got off the track, and Sam is behind me. Well, he's not behind me because Arte stayed ahead of him. I don't know why I said that, but I'm setting a purple sector at the moment, which is quite good. There's quite a gap now, like, I don't know, something like 8 tenths, a huge yawning chasm of a gap to the person behind me, as Arte has gone wide again, and he's fallen back quite a lot according to my screen, but I think it's just lag, because on the mini map I think he shoots straight back up again, and he has, so there we go. But of course this is a 5-lap race, not a sprint mode race, so Sam has the DRS on me, because they took out the DRS for sprint modes from 2012. Sam goes completely deep trying to take the lead, and I just drive normally down inside as I shift way too down, and my rear end gets loose, which I wasn't expecting at all. But Sam is going to dive down my inside. Is he going to make it stick? No, he doesn't, because I cut under him again, and Arte is now looking at Sam, and I'm still leading this Grand Prix on lap 4 out of 5. The clouds are very dark above, but no rain comes down. Fortunately, otherwise it probably would have fizzled out the battle, and that might have been more exciting, but I would have thought it fizzled out the battle. But Sam is I just can't escape from those two. Even when they're battling, I just can't escape. Sam is very, very close to me. I wonder, is he going to get past? How is he going to get past? Well, unfortunately, I thought he was going to the outside, and I clip his diffuser, and that makes my rear end go squig off. And it just, yeah, and now I'm down in 3rd place, thinking I'm not going to be able to catch them up. But Arte and Sam are going wheel to wheel with each other around the final corner, and they are side by side each other, but one of them hasn't got DRS, and I think that's Sam, while I have the DRS, luckily, and I'm going to go right around the outside of Sam, buzzing along on my limiter, but I think he's still there, and he has, and I can't do the cutback because he's actually, taken the place completely legitimately, as I lose my back end again because I shift into 1st, and at this point I'm really thinking that I won't be able to do any better. But Sam is diving down the inside of Arte, going into the start of the 2nd sector, and Sam looks like he's got it, and Arte has had a little bit of a slide, and I'm going to go down on the racing line, and I am past as Platinum Impulse beats Arte's lap, I think, and sets the fastest lap of the race, which he was certainly surprised about when we were actually playing, but he wasn't in this 3-way fight for the win. But here I'm actually catching up Sam a little, but it's going to be hard for me to overtake in this last sector, and most of these corners are unforgiving to overtake except for the last hairpin. But this isn't F1 2013 in terms of the game, so there isn't a DRS zone after this corner. If there was, I probably would have gone past, as Arte properly puts himself in the grapple this time and cancels himself out of the battle. But as you see, I'm way too far. If I could just have a lunge, crash him off, but I don't. But coming out the last corner, I do a bad gear change 3rd to 4th, which bogs me down a bit, but I finished 6 tenths off. This has been Alex Stop, and this has been an epic 3-way battle, and I'll see you next week. Goodbye.